Hi, my name is Johnny and I'm with Accurate Staging, and today I'm going to show you how to use our new smart blocks to make a 12 by 24 truss mezzanine. The smart blocks is going to be what is our main ground support for this structure. Just one of the many ways you could use it. We're going to show you how to put the structure up, how to take it down, and how to do so safely. First thing we're going to do is we're going to lay out our truss grid. So in this case, it's a 24 by 12 truss grid. You put your corner blocks in each corner, make sure all the truss bolts are bolted on, and make sure you put your center truss within the sections to catch the decking, which you're going to put together with the grapples. So once you have your structure down, then you can go ahead and start putting your decking on. Now when you're doing the decking, you want to follow the same procedures you do when you build the stage. You want to make sure all the coffin locks are locked down. You want to make sure everything is nice and square. So you start laying those decks down on top of the actual truss grid that you're building on the floor. So once you lay your decks down, make sure they're all coffin locked, you're pretty much ready to go. You could actually put the handrail on the floor so you don't have to put that on after the fact. So you can start putting your handrail all around the decking. Make sure that takes all the proper hardware. Once that is up, just go ahead and give it another walk around and make sure that everything is not missing any bolts, that you put all the handrail hardware where it needs to be, and you go ahead and put your handrail on the side of the decks. So you have your truss grid down on the floor, you have your decking on top, and then you have your handrail around the decking for safety. We're gonna pick up the ballast straight from the fork sleeve that it has on any of the four faces and put it where your leg is gonna go up. You want to go ahead and bring the forklifts around. This is a smaller structure, so 2 forklifts is enough. But if this was a bigger structure, you'd maybe have 4 forklifts. So you go ahead, you come in from both sides of the mezzanine. You put your forks in from the bottom of the truss, grab it in a way that's nice and secure. And when you come up with it, you want to make sure that both forklifts are rising together. Once you start lifting that up, you get about a foot past the actual leg height of the truss. And then you can slide your legs in from underneath when the structure is already in the air. Roll your legs down from the bottom and you begin to bring the structure down slowly. You line up the bolts, bolt those down, and then you start adding each leg. Once all the legs are securely bolted, then you go ahead and take away the forklifts and your structure is self-standing. But this is the original block. We are the originators of this technology. It's become the standard for all outdoor festivals, any self-standing structures, anything that needs to have a dead weight surrounded by it. These are 3,500 pounds each. Bolt hole pattern on each face. The sides do 20.5-inch truss, and the top has a center bolt hole pattern of 20.5-inch truss and 12-inch truss. As you can see, these have fork sleeves on 2 sides, so you can access them from the truck. Now, because they're so popular, we felt the need to make a smaller, just as versatile version of it, and that's what led us to create our new smart blocks. We could actually put this on wheels and roll it around the venue or wherever you're installing. You don't need to wait for a forklift. These are 20.5 by 20.5-inch, but also have the ability to bolt the 20.5-inch truss and the 12-inch truss. We also gave you the ability to move that 12-inch truss to the corner here and also to this edge. That way you can put it anywhere you need the top for the 12-inch truss. It keeps everything compact but still gives you that extra weight and beefiness you need to keep your structure safe. So you have your 12-inch bolt hole pattern here, your 20.5-inch bolt hole pattern here, you have your fork sleeve in the center, and you have that on all 4 sides of this block. The leveling jack is actually built into that. You use this access hole to adjust the jack up and down. And just to make sure it's all installed correctly, we included a leveling bubble on the top base of it so you can make sure all your jacks are leveled correctly. For this structure, we're going to add a small access stair to the side. It's going to give you access to the top of the roof of the mezzanine, and that way you could have people or audience on the top structure and on the bottom structure as well. Now that is where our blocks are really coming into play, because normally you'd have to have the dead weight on the outside of the structure, and in this case our smart blocks are going at the bottom of each leg, and it's keeping your structure nice and clean, plumb. Nothing is going to exceed the footprint of your structure, giving you more area for more audience, more banners. You could even wrap the truss structure completely and there will be nothing sticking out, nothing interfering with your build. Now that the structure is up, you could really see where these blocks come in handy. In this case, you have 4 blocks, 1,500 pounds each, 1 on each leg. So that gives you 6,000 pounds total of dead weight. And if you need more for the engineering purposes, you go ahead and add more blocks as needed, and you could still keep them within the footprint of your structure. This is just one of the many ways you could use these blocks. You could use them for line arrays, self-standing structures, step and repeat walls. You can see there's many different applications you could use these with. My name is Johnny. Feel free to call Accurate Staging, and any one of our sales staff will be able to help you out.